So for performing deconvolution operation into the MATLAB environment, we shall be requiring the objective and the two signals here. So here we have the objective as MATLAB program to perform first of all the convolution, the result we shall be obtaining, and onto that result we can have the deconvolution operation. So the two signals that have been taken for convolution operations are x1 of t and x2 of t. So x1 of t is specified as e to the power minus 0.7 times t, specified the t ranges from 0 to 1, whereas for x2 of t the value is 1 and t ranges from 0 to 2 here. And then we can go for deconvolution of the result from the above part for first of all extraction of the x1 of t, the first original signal, whereas another task we can also take for the deconvolution operation to extract x2 signal here, x2 of t here. So let us switch to the MATLAB environment here. So now for the given two signals x1 of t and x2 of t, we have to generate them. We require the time parameter also. So here we first of all take capital T as a parameter and assign it with the value 2. So this t we shall be making the use further. So now the lower limit of the time variable here, t min we specify with the 0 as required. T maximum we can set it to the value 2 in multiplication to the capital T, whereas the difference time interval we can set it to the value 0.01 here. Then we can set the timer as small t is equal to t minimum with the intervals dt as specified up to t maximum here. So after setting the time interval, the time parameter here, we can go for the generation of the given signals as in the program statement here. So the first signal x1 of t, we can be generating it with the variable simply x1 here. So x1 we can write as we have the exponential of, so exp is the syntax we shall be making the use of, and within the pair of parentheses that it is the power of minus 0.7 times the t here. So for times means multiplication, asterisk is to be given here. So this is for the specified range of t parameter. So we have dot asterisk operation with the time parameter specified as t greater than equal to 0, and we have t that is less than capital T, the specified value 2 we have. So ending this mathematical logic generated with the semicolon here, we have to generate the second signal. So second signal will be holded by the variable x2 here. So x2 we formulate here 1 dot asterisk operation with t greater than or equal to 0, and we have t less than capital T here. So the x1 and x2 have been generated. Now we require first of all the convolution of these two signals, and on the result of this convolution we shall be performing the deconvolution operation to extract the original signals one by one here. So x3 we take it as a new variable to hold the result of convolution. So as in the before case we have used conv, the MATLAB syntax for performing convolution. We provide the input variables x1 comma x2 here. Now for the plotting purpose and the further cases we require the length of the signals as well. So by the next line we provide n3 assigned with length of x3 here. Also the time range shall be the new one, so it will be the new time parameter t1. So we start it with 0 with the intervals of 1 up to n3 minus 1 here. Now it's a part of plotting the original signals and the result of convolution, then deconvolution we can go for. So we go for subplot. So in this subplot we are going to take the 3 2 as a pattern. So the total 6 cells we shall be having here. So to the first cell, that is subplot 3 2 1, we are assigning the display. So the display we are going to assign with the help of plot command, and in the plot command we provide the input as time parameter t and then x1 here. So here we provide the labeling. So x label, in the x label we have the parameter t, y label we have the representation of x1 of t, then the title here. So the title here we provide first signal x1 of t here. In the similar fashion we have the another cell of the subplot. So 3 2 2, it will be the use of plot command. Here we provide the time parameter t and then x2 as the variable here. So here we have the labeling, x label, time parameter t, y label, it shall be the representation as x2 of t here. So within a pair of single quotes I write here x2 of t, then the title. So title to the specific cell of the subplot here is the second signal x2 of t. Then it will be the display of convolution that we have obtained with the conv command here. So we go for the third cell of subplot. The inputs will be 3 2 3, use of the plot command, and in the plot command the two variables, the time variable shall be t1 as defined, comma we have x3 as a parameter. Then a labeling part, x label, we have the parameter t, then y label we have denoted it by x3 of t here, and then the title. So within a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes inside it we write convolution of x1 of t and x2 of t here, ending the syntax line with the semicolon here. So the convolution part is over. Now we have to make deconvolution of the result to extract the original signals x1 of t and x2 of t. So for that purpose, the deconvolved versions we shall be saving or holding up with the variables named as x1d. So x1d can be obtained by the syntax DECONV. So for deconvolution, this is the MATLAB syntax, and to this MATLAB syntax the input should be given the result of convolution from where to extract and the another signal, that is x2 in this case. In the similar fashion, x2d, so extraction of x2 signal by giving the inputs of convolved result and the first signal we can obtain. So DECONV is the syntax and the inputs are x3 comma x1 here. So now for the plotting purpose we require the ranges onto the y-axis here. So I just define them. Y minimum can be the minimum of, here we specify the range, so it will be the minimum of, we have x1d after deconvolution, comma minimum of x2d. In the similar fashion, the maximum range is to be also defined here, so it is denoted by y max here, the maximum operation and within the pair of parentheses and inside the square brackets we mention here the maximum of x1d comma maximum of x2d here. So ending the syntax with the semicolon here. Now it's a part of plotting the deconvolved versions here. So for that purpose we go for the next cells of the subplot here. So as we are having 3 by 2, that means total 6 cells here, the convolution result requires the larger range here. That is why for the display of the convolution result we go for 3, 2, 3 to 4. 3 and 4, both of these cells have been taken for display of convolved result, and the left 2 cells are 5th and 6th here. So in the 5th cell we are going to display the deconvolved version of the original signal here. So subplot 3, 2, 5. Here we can be making the use of plot command here, and it will be having the input t, x1d. Here we can be requiring the axis here. So to the axis we have here t minimum, t maximum, then y minimum, y maximum here. Ending with semicolon here. It's a part of labeling. X label will be the parameter t in the continuous time, then y label. So for y label it is the representation of x1 of t here, the first original signal, and the title we specified extracted first signal. So this is after deconvolution here. So the extracted second signal can also be represented, that is x2d here. So I mention here subplot, the last cell of the subplot 3, 2, 6 here. The use of plot command, the inputs are t, x2d. There will be the use of axis here. So for the axis the specifications are for t minimum, t maximum, y minimum, y maximum here. X labeling, the same parameter into the time, continuous time here, that is t. Y labeling here, so for y labeling here we represent x2 of t, the original representation of the second signal, and the title here. So in this title we just mention extracted second signal. So ending this syntax with the semicolon, and we need to save the script. So I just mention here program 1_11.m will be the file extension, and now after saving all the respective changes with error free, here we can execute this particular program. So as we execute this program, the result window display is here. So I maximize this. So here into the window we find the 6 cells here. So in the first cell here we have the first signal represented x1 of t. You can see the shape. This is according to the mathematical logic that has been represented into the program statement, and in the similar fashion we have x2 of t into the second cell. The result of the convolution is into the middle row, the third and the fourth cell combined into the subplot here, and whereas after the deconvolution operation, the extracted first signal that has been represented into the fifth cell here, and the extracted second signal x2 of t is represented into the last and the sixth cell, So as you can see, both of the shapes resemble to the original ones. So this is the successful convolution, and then the important one, deconvolution operation.